Good morning, everyone. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. We're going to do a quick live. We're going to talk about what happened last night, do a few clips. So come on in. I did quite a few shorts last night. So that's something that you can look at and listen to of what people are saying, what people feel. Cardi B responded. You can kind of go check that out. So come on in, like the video, like the video. We're going to make a quick live. So press 3 if you're new, where you're watching from. Press 3 if you're new, where you're watching from. Press 5 if you've been here, where you're watching from. We're going to go ahead and do something that you can look at and listen to of what people are saying, what people feel. Hold on. Cardi B responded. You can kind of go check that out. So come on in, like the video, like the video. We're going to make a quick live. So press 3 if you're new, where you're watching from. There we go. So I know you guys can hear me because I can hear myself. Okay, so let's come on in. Let's get through some clips. Let's get through the disclaimer as more people come in. So copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships and research. Fair use is use permitted by a copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged, in our opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for being here. Were you guys surprised in regards to the election polls? How it was kind of fast. He had a pretty good lead, and then she started creeping up. I want to say maybe around, let's say, 8 or 9. I got off the live around 9, and she started creeping up around 9. So I hope everyone enjoyed the coverage last night. We were live for almost 3 hours. Wow. We were live almost 3 hours. So we're definitely going to get into some clips. We're going to talk about what the people are saying, how people feel about the election. Come on in. Press 3 if you're new, where you're watching from. Press 3 if you're new, where you're watching from. Press 5 if you've been here before and where you're watching from. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. So we're going to get to some clips for sure. Then we're going to talk about how you guys feel. People are responding. People feel away. But he's basically saying, hey, I'm just letting you guys know. I'll let him state it. Good morning, everyone. Press 3 if you're new, where you're watching from. Press 3 if you're new, where you're watching from. Press 5 if you've been here before. Good morning, Texas. Were you guys surprised about what transpired last night? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments. Come on in. Come on in. We're going to get through some clips. I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to just play my clips from my shorts. But yeah, come on in. Not surprised at all. Oh, Chris. It's okay, Chris. It's all good. I mean, I'm hoping things will get better. My biggest thing is families. Wishing well for families. Wanting the best for families. It was down to a few different things. In regards to some of her speeches, some of her interviews, people wanted to see a change in regards to immigration as soon as she took over. And just, do they think that he's more business savvy? So like I said, we're going to get through some clips.
For the extraordinary honor of being elected your 47th president and your 45th president. And to every citizen, I will fight for you, for your family, and your future. Every single day, I will be fighting for you, and with every breath in my body, I will not rest until we have delivered the strong, safe, and prosperous America that our children deserve and that you deserve. This will truly be the golden age of America. That's what we have to know. Thank the American people for the extraordinary honor of being elected your 47th president and your 45th president. And to every citizen, I will fight for you, for your family, and your future. Every single day, I will be fighting for you, and with every breath in my body, I will not rest until we have delivered the strong, safe, and prosperous America that our children deserve and that you deserve. This will truly be the golden age of America. That's what we have to have. The American people.
Yeah, so let's get to, no, hold on one second. Like the video. Come on in, everyone. Come on in. I appreciate everyone for being here, for sure. Come on in, come on in.
Seventh President of the United States in what many have called the greatest political comeback. The moment of truth came when Pennsylvania, the biggest of the battleground prizes, swung his way, followed by two more swing states, making his victory inevitable, sending shockwaves across the world. The president-elect took the stage before a nation to declare his victory to say,
"This will truly be the golden age of America." That's what we have to have.
Donald Trump becomes the 47th President of the United States in what many have called the greatest political comeback. The moment of truth came when Pennsylvania, the biggest of the battleground prizes, swung his way, followed by two more swing states, making his victory inevitable, sending shockwaves across the world. The president-elect took the stage before a nation to declare his victory to say,
"This will truly be the golden age of America." That's what we have to have.
Donald Trump becomes the 47th.
Like the video. I appreciate everyone for being here. If you did not know, Kamala Harris did not give a speech last night. She decided not to, which is fine. Her choice, and she has a right.
I want to also thank my beautiful wife, Melania, First Lady.
So he's kissing Melania.
I want to also thank my beautiful wife, Melania, First Lady. I want to also thank my beautiful wife.
I'm turning on my monetization, y'all. Okay. Let's get to where they stated Kamala did not want to speak, and then I'll get to other. Hold on one second.
We still have votes to count.
This is about Kamala
We
Harris.
still have states that have not been called yet. We will continue overnight to fight to make sure that every vote is counted, that every voice has spoken. So you won't hear from the vice president tonight, but you will hear from her tomorrow. She will be back here tomorrow to address not only the HU family, not only to address her supporters, but to address the nation. We still have.
Like the video. Come on in, everyone. Come on in. Are you surprised? Press 3 if you're new, where you're watching from. Press 3 if you're new, where you're watching from. Thanks for being here, everyone. Thanks for being here.
The reason is going to be just that. We overcame obstacles that nobody thought possible, and it is now clear that we've achieved the most incredible political thing. Look what happened. Is this crazy? But it's a political victory that our country has never seen before, nothing like this. I want to thank the American people for the extraordinary honor of being elected your 47th president and your 45th president. And to every citizen, I will fight for you, for your family, and your future. Every single day, I will be fighting for you, and with every breath in my body, I will not rest until we have delivered the strong, safe, and prosperous America that our children deserve and that you deserve. This will truly be the golden age of America. That's what we have to have. This is a magnificent victory for the American people that will allow us to make America great again. And in addition to having won the battleground states of North Carolina, I love these places, Georgia, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, we are now winning in Michigan, Arizona, Nevada, and Alaska, which would result in us carrying at least 300.
Good morning, everyone. Press 3 if you're new. Where you're watching from. Press 3 if you're new. Where you're watching from. Press 5 if you've been here before and where you're watching from. Thanks for tuning in.
Called it because there was no other path. There was no other path to victory. We also have won the popular vote. That was great. Very proud of it.
The insurance company's goal is to...
Hold on one second. Like the video, like the video. Thanks for being here, everyone. I appreciate everyone for being here. Like the video, like the video.
Very large room with unbelievable people standing by my side. These people have been incredible. They've made the journey with me, and we're going to make you very happy. We're going to make you very proud of your vote. I hope that you're going to be looking back someday and say that was one of the truly important moments of my life when I voted for this group of people beyond the president, this group of great people. America has given us an unprecedented and powerful mandate. We have taken back control of the Senate. Wow, that's good. And the Senate races in Montana, Nevada, Texas, Ohio, Michigan, Wisconsin, the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, were all won by the MAGA movement. They helped so much.
Good morning, Paris. Everybody say good morning, Paris. Paris, girl, I was live for about 3 hours last night, working it out. Then I got that look like, okay, babe, that's enough. So I was knocked out an hour later. I didn't wake up till like 8 o'clock this morning. So everyone say good morning to Paris. Paris is one of my day ones. So press 3 if you've been here before, where you're watching from. Press 3 if you're new, where you're watching from. We're talking about Donald Trump winning the presidency. Of course, he won Pennsylvania and some of the other swing states. He was leading for a very long time. And then all of a sudden, around 8, 9 o'clock, Kamala Harris started doing extremely well. And she was supposed to speak last night. She decided not to, which is fine. Good morning, Texas. Good morning, Paris, which is fine. So are you guys surprised? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments. This is going to be a kind of a short video because I have other videos I have to do probably later.
Who has the #1 best-selling book in the country? Can you believe that? Oh, no, she's done a great job. Works very hard to help people. So I just want to thank her. But I want to thank my whole family, my amazing children, and they are amazing children. Now, we all think our children are amazing. Everybody here thinks their children are amazing, but that's a good thing when you think they are. But Don, Eric, Ivanka, Tiffany, Barron, Laura, Jared, Kimberly, Michael, thank you all. What a help.
Wow, he got a lot of kids.
My father-in-law, Victor, is tremendous, and we miss very much Melania's mother, Amalia. We miss Amalia, don't we, huh? She would be very happy right now, standing on this stage. She'd be so proud. She was a great woman, that one. Beautiful inside and out. She was a great woman. I want to be the first to congratulate our great, now I can say, Vice President-elect of the United States, J.D. Vance.
Like the video, like the video. Thanks for being here, everyone. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. And do not, please, forget to hit the like button. Double tap the screen, hit the thumbs up above the video or below the video. Thanks for being here this morning, everyone. I hope you're having a fabulous morning.
And he is a feisty guy, isn't he? You know, I've said, go into the enemy camp, and you know the enemy camp is certain networks, and a lot of people don't like this. Sir, do I have to do that? He just goes, okay. Which one? CNN, MSDNC? He'll say, oh, thank you very much. He actually looks like, he's like the only guy I've ever seen. He really looks forward to it, and then he just goes in and absolutely obliterates them. Say a couple of words, sir.
Mr. President, I appreciate you allowing me to join you on this incredible journey. I thank you for the trust that you placed in me. And I think that we just witnessed the greatest political comeback in the history of the United States of America. And under President Trump's leadership, we're never going to stop fighting for you, for your dreams, for the future of your children. And after the greatest political comeback in American history, we're going to lead the greatest economic comeback in American history under Donald Trump's leadership.
Thank you very much. He's turned out to be a good choice. I took a little heat at the beginning, but he was, I knew the brain was a good one, about as good as it gets. And we love the family, and we're going to have a great 4 years, and we're going to turn our country around, make it something very special. It lost that little thing called special. We have to make it so.
Like the video. He is reveling in. You guys, I did a video. Let me see if I can find it. I did a video where he said he gonna clean it up because alleged Kamala messed it up or something. He said, hold on, let me see if I can find it. Let me see.
This thing out, and it's gonna be. Just go out and vote, and we're going to close this thing out, and it's going to be party time. It's going to be party time. And this is really all you need to know. Kamala broke it, and I'll fix it, and we'll do it very on Tuesday. Just go out and vote, and we're going to close this thing out, and it's going to be party time. It's going to be party time. And this is really all you need to know. Kamala broke it, and I'll fix it, and we'll do it very.
And then there's a video that's going around about Kamala where she was talking about we're going to do things we've never done to do them again.
That done in the last 4 years.
Well, there was a lot that was done, but there's more to do, Anderson. And I'm pointing out things that need to be done, that haven't been done, but need to be done.
Why wasn't any of that done in the last 4 years?
Well, there was a lot that was done, but there's more to do, Anderson. And I'm pointing out things that need to be done, that haven't been done, but need to be done.
Why wasn't any of that done in the last 4 years?
Well, there was a lot that was done, but there's more to do, Anderson. And I'm pointing out things that need to be done, that haven't been done, but need to be done.
Why was...
Oh, goodness. Y'all, I could not. Y'all got to go check out after this video. Y'all got to go check out my shorts. Biden was wearing a Trump hat. And he had said some comments. You gotta go. I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna tell you. And then the guy had asked Biden if he wants his signature. He was like, "Hell no, I don't want your signature." Oh, because the gentleman had asked Biden, "Can I get your signature?" He said, "Yeah." And then the gentleman said, "Do you want my signature?" Biden's like, "Why would I want your signature? You're a nobody." You gotta go check out my shorts. I couldn't this morning. Okay, let's continue. Like the video, like the video. Thanks for being here, everyone. Good morning. Press 3 if you're new, where you're watching from. Press 3 if you're new, where you're watching from. And press 5 if you've been here before. Let's continue.
Burning, and I'm saying only Elon can do this. It must be an Elon. And I told the story. I told it last night. I had a man on the phone. I had the screen muted, no sound. I was talking to a very important man, happens to be here. And a very important guy, one of the most important people in, I would say, the country, actually. But, you know.
Yeah, she left those people hanging. They was out there for hours, and they had thought that she would at least say something. Yeah, I think people were really mad about that. But you know what, Paris? This is what people said about her. Real talk. Not wanting to go on certain interviews. The one interview with the one guy, and she was late. They feel that she did within the time frame, within the 4 months when Biden, we understand what's going on with Biden. We not going to trip. They were saying she could have did something in regards to the border within the last 4 months. And since she decided not to, that was huge. That was huge. Maybe not even travel and do as much because, hey, I'm trying to clean up this border. Y'all want to talk about the border? Let me go clean it up. Let me go clean it up. And then in interviews, just talking about him. Just talking about him. And not answering the questions. They were like, if she can't answer questions for us in interviews, what is she going to do when she in meetings about the country? Baby, people were mad. People were mad. She made Hillary look really good. Because Hillary didn't play. Hillary was knowledgeable. She was smart, bright, and intelligent. How you not going to be at the same level almost as a Hillary Clinton? I know she has to be saying to herself, I have 3.5 years and I had these 4 months to make things good. I had these 3.5 years and I had these 4 months to prove that I could do it. So they're basically saying he beat 2 women. Didn't he beat Hillary? Yeah. Then he beat Kamala. Baby, Trump is more business minded. He not going to let people play in our face. Real talk. So for Kamala to not answer questions, talk about him, she did start talking policy towards the end. She did. But I think they were saying in regards to the housing plan, if your parents had already purchased a house, you couldn't get that housing funding. If your great grandmother had purchased a house, you couldn't get that funding. Allege. But let's continue. Thanks for tuning in. Press 3 if you're new, where you're watching from. Press 3 if you're new, where you're watching from. Press 5 if you've been here before. Yeah, I think other people were speaking in her earpiece. I do. And they failed her. Because they should have prepped her. She should have been more knowledgeable. She should have been quick wit. And she should have been on her toes. Baby. Come on. You got to know XYZ. You got to know what you're talking about. And you can't spend 60% of your time talking about him. We want to know what you're going to do. Why wasn't the border better? Why are they getting benefits that other people aren't getting? Why are people that's in hurricanes aren't getting proper benefits? Hello? People needed her to stand up and be smart, bright, and intelligent. She's smart. She bright. But everybody was questioning their intelligence. But it is what it is. Well wishes to ex-Vice President Kamala Harris. Baby, the changes we're going to see. Yeah, let me go ahead and play the clip, y'all. Like the video, press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. And she did her best. Some people will say she did her best. That was the best. And there was a lot of, places that did vote for her. So they were hopeful that she was going to win. So we got to take that into account too. There was a lot of places that did vote for her. So let's continue.
They wanted to give them a raise because they said it's a rough sport, a little rough. And I helped them out a little bit, and I went, and they said, this is the roughest sport I've ever seen, but I began to like it, and he loved it, and nobody's done a better job in sports. And you know, he's a very motivational kind of a guy. What he does, he gets these fighters, and they really go at it. And it's become one of the most successful sports enterprises anywhere at any time. It's doing so well. I'd like to ask Danny just to say a couple of words, because people love to hear from him.
Nobody deserves this more than him, and nobody deserves this more than his family does. This is what happens when the machine comes after you. What you've seen over the last several years, this is what it looks like. Couldn't stop him. He keeps going forward. He doesn't quit. He's the most resilient, hard-working man I've ever met in my life. His family are incredible people. This is karma, ladies and gentlemen. He deserves this. They deserve it as a family. I want to thank some people real quick. I want to thank the Nelt boys, Aiden Ross, Theo Vaughn, also with the boys, and last but not least, the mighty and powerful Joe Rogan. And thank you, America. Thank you. Have a good night.
Yeah, they saying she's supposed to speak today. I don't know what time. I was working on the shorts for y'all. I was creating this slide for y'all. So we'll find out more about Kamala, but people felt that she kind of left people hanging last night. Just to at least say, let's wait for the rest of the polls to come in. I appreciate you guys for voting for me. It's a close race. Don't lose hope. Anything, baby. Anything. Let's continue.
Like really, I probably like no other. This was something special.
Hold on. Anything, but it's all good. She made a choice, and her people spoke up, and Trump has won. And it was decided. Like the video. Hold on one second. Let's get the likes up. Please double tap the screen. Hit the thumbs up above the video, below the video. Thanks for being here, everyone.
So I just want to say that on behalf of this great group of people, these are hard-working people. These are fantastic people, and we can add a few names like Robert F. Kennedy Jr. And he's going to help make America healthy again. He's a great guy, and he really means it. He wants to do some things, and we're going to let him go to it. I just said, but Bobby, leave the oil to me. We have more liquid gold, oil and gas. We have more liquid gold than any country in the world, more than Saudi Arabia. We have more than Russia. Bobby, stay away from the liquid gold. Other than that, go have a good time, Bobby. We're going to be paying down debt. We're going to be reducing taxes. We can do things that nobody else can do. Nobody else is going to be able to do it. China doesn't have what we have. Nobody has what we have. But we have the greatest people also. Maybe that's the most important thing. This campaign has been so historic in so many ways. We've built the biggest, the broadest, the most unified coalition. They've never seen anything like it in all of American history. They've never seen it. Young and old, men and women, rural and urban. And we had them all helping us tonight, when you think. I mean, I was looking at it. I was watching it. They had some great analysis of the people that voted for us. Nobody's ever seen anything like that. They came from all corners, union, non-union, African American, Hispanic American, Asian American, Arab American, Muslim American. We had everybody, and it was beautiful. It was a historic realignment, uniting citizens of all backgrounds around a common core of common sense. You know, we're the party of common sense. We want to have borders. We want to have security. We want to have...
That was a little, that was a little shade. Oh, that was a little shade of the common sense part of it.
Military, and ideally we don't have to use it. You know, we had no wars. 4 years we had no wars, except we defeated ISIS. We defeated ISIS in record time. But we had no wars. They said, "You will start a war." I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars. But this is also a massive victory for democracy and for freedom. Together, we're going to unlock America's glorious destiny, and we're going to achieve the most incredible future for our people. Yesterday, as I stood at my last stop on the campaign trail, I'll never be doing a rally again. Can you believe it? I think we've done 900 rallies approximately from them. Can you imagine?
Wow.
901, something, a lot of rallies. And it was sad. Everybody was sad. Many people, I said, this is our last rally. But now we're going on to something that's far more important, because the rallies were used for us to be put in this position where we can really help our country. That's what we're going to do. We're going to make our country better than it ever has been. And I said that many people have told me that God spared my life for a reason. And that reason was to save our country and to restore America to greatness. And now we are going to fulfill that mission together. We're going to fulfill that mission. The task before us will not be easy, but I will bring every ounce of energy, spirit, and fight that I have in my soul to the job that you've entrusted to me. This is a great job. There's no job like this. This is the most important job.
Like the video, like the video. Press 3 if you're new. Where are you watching from? Press 3 if you're new. Where are you watching from? Press 5 if you've been here. Where are you watching from? Were you surprised about the lead? Were you surprised about all that happened last night? And were you surprised that she did not address? And I'm going to look it up. I don't know if she still has addressed the country or not. And then I don't know if Biden addressed the country last night as well. But I'll have to look that up. Like I said, I was doing all these shorts for you guys late last night and this morning. So let's continue. Like the video, like the video. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 5 if you've been here before. Where you're watching from. Were you surprised about the results?
And we're going to try. We're going to try. We have to try. And it's going to happen. Success will bring us together. I've seen that. I've seen that. I saw that in the first term. When we became more and more successful, people started coming together. Success is going to bring us together, and we are going to start by all putting America first. We have to put our country first for at least a period of time. We have to fix it. Because together we can truly make America great again for all Americans. So I want to just tell you what a great honor this is. I want to thank you. I will not let you down. America's future will be bigger, better, bolder, richer, safer, and stronger than it has ever been before. God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So that was an amazing speech. I'll rewind some of it. Thanks for coming in, everybody. I really, really appreciate everybody for being here. I do. How late did you guys stay up watching the election? I woke up this morning and I was like, oh, okay. We have a winner. Okay, we can't play that. Like the video, like the video. Come on in, everyone. Come on in. Thanks for being here, everyone. I surely appreciate everyone for being here. I appreciate everyone for being here. Come on in. Like the video, like the video. Thanks for being here, everyone. Like the video as you guys come in. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Hold on.
Kennedy Jr., who is poised to play a big role in public health, also calling out and calling Elon Musk, the tech mogul, a star, saying a star is born. Musk poured millions of his own dollars into helping the former president win. And now the transition period begins. The Trump campaign has a team in place that's already been working on that, but that work now gets supercharged as the president-elect starts to dig in. Guys?
All right, Dasha, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Meanwhile, Vice President Harris canceled her planned speech at an election night party. She will address the nation today. In fact, we've got some breaking news on some timing with regards to that. NBC's Monica Alba standing by at the White House. Monica, hearing now from the Vice President's team that she is going to speak at 4 p.m. This afternoon at her alma mater.
Okay, so there's the information. She's going to speak at 4 p.m., you guys. She's going to speak at 4 p.m.
There in Northwest D.C. Any idea what we can expect to hear from her?
Well, that is the plan, Craig. The vice president will address her supporters, and she...
Yeah, people showed up and showed out. They did. It's like we need a change. I think the interviews kind of let people know. Some people said it seems there was avoidance on her side with certain situations. Her going to the border, but we weren't even able to see any change within the border within a year either. I think that's what people are kind of concerned about. Okay, interviews, maybe people get nervous. You know what I'm saying? But the leadership part of it, the business part of it, if people saying, okay, Joe was in office, he was president, you took over, but you were still vice president. You know what I mean? Like the video, like the video.
Will address the nation, of course, after not arriving to Howard University overnight. That appearance was supposed to be a sentimental and a meaningful one, given it is her alma mater. And instead, she will be back there later today to talk about the election results. And I'm told she is crafting her speech right now. She is at the Naval Observatory, which is her residence in Washington, D.C., and she will accept these results. And she is also expected to call President-elect Trump and formally concede the race a short time from now. That is something that her team has said she will do, and that is something that not only she will be doing, but we expect that President Biden will be doing as well, that he will call President-elect Trump to congratulate him, and that he will, in a sense, do all of the things that Donald Trump did not do for him when Joe Biden won the White House in 2020. So he will make that outreach today. He will invite him to Washington, and he will also plan to attend his inauguration in January. That's something the White House has said. But I have to tell you, Craig, overall, this was just such a stinging defeat for the vice president and for Democrats. And last night, the mood started to shift pretty intensely, and it became a very dour situation. And so today it will be notable to hear from both the vice president and president about their message to the country and urge.
They stated whoever was going to win Pennsylvania, that's probably who was going to win the presidency.
All Americans at this moment to accept the results. Hoda.
All right, Monica, thank you. Let's go back to the big board and NBC national correspondent Steve Kornacki. Steve, okay, we still have a couple of states outstanding. We can see it right there, 276. Trump already over the top. Those numbers could go up.
Yeah, the question is how high will they land? Most immediately, it is Michigan, where just about all the vote is in. The lead for Trump is 93,000. Our decision desk is just trying to get clarity on exactly how much is left. It's not look like there are that many votes left, and what is there? Harris would have to be winning just about all of to overcome a gap like this, so you might see where this one is going, although it's not officially there yet. Also in Nevada, 93% of the vote. Now, one thing to keep in mind, vote by mail ballots can still come in there today and for a few more days out there, so this is a very good position for Trump to be in when you compare it to past Republicans, but there might be some more clarity needed there. Same case in Arizona here. Again, Trump with what's in so far, these are very good numbers for a Republican there, but there is still a lot, and it comes in days and gets reported out in days there.
Okay, all the video we saw on Election Day were long lines, winding all over the place. Turnout. How was turnout, and who did it help?
Yeah, it was very good is the headline, and in fact, we could take you through some of.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm just seeing some familiar faces this morning. Good morning, everyone. I'm seeing some familiar ones. Good morning. Thanks for being here. Greetings to everyone. Greetings to you as well.
These battleground states we talk so much about, this total turnout here is just over what they got in 2020. Remember, 2020 was the record-shattering election for turnout. In Georgia, it went over. In North Carolina, not by much, but it's over in North Carolina.
Yes, good morning. Press 3 if you're new, where you're watching from. Press 5 you've been here before, and where you're watching from. Thanks for being here, everyone. Thanks for being here. I think a lot of people are happy and they're waiting to see what he can do and how he's going to help the country get put back together right now. My goodness.
Where it was in Pennsylvania, it's not yet over, but it's getting close. In Michigan, not yet over, getting close. And in Wisconsin, it's over. The only issue is outside of the battleground states where they didn't have all the advertising, they didn't have all the candidates. It's not, in some of the other states, it's not necessarily keeping pace. So what you see overall nationally is actually about 140 million votes that we've now counted up. There's third-party candidates that get a couple million votes too. Again, it was about 158 million was the turnout in 2020. It's still going to take them weeks in California, millions of more votes there. There's a lot more around the country. I don't know if it'll get to 150.
Good morning, India. Good morning. Press 3 if you're new. Where you're watching from. Press 5 you've been here before. Where you're watching from. People, America made a choice. They made a choice. And I did see Carmen. Good morning, Carmen. I did see you. So some familiar faces. Good morning.
Where it was, but it looks like it's going to be awfully close.
So many divides among people. There are the gender divides, the age divides, and also class. How did class play into this?
Yeah, it's the changing coalitions of both parties. I don't think any state typifies this better than Wisconsin. What you see here with this Trump win, look at all the red on this map. And so many of these counties are rural counties. They're blue-collar counties. And Trump wins.
So he's talking about the red
margins from these counties, 40, 50 points. Just to get in some perspective here, not that long ago, you only have to go back to when Barack Obama was the Democratic candidate. We can show you in 2008, sort of an eye test here. I'm going to show you what the map looked like in these rural blue-collar counties. Look at all that red. Here was Obama. Look at all that blue.
Wow.
Not that long ago, Democrats were competitive in rural blue-collar areas. Now they're getting absolutely blown out. And what that means for Democrats is in a state like Wisconsin and others, if they're going to have any chance, they really rely on the suburbs and the cities. You know, Dane County, where the University of Wisconsin is, that's the biggest one for Democrats. The city of Milwaukee, a couple other pockets that have, you know, La Crosse, Wisconsin, they have universities, they're college towns. Increasingly, that's what Democrats rely on to try to offset what are now massive losses everywhere else.
Wow. All right, Steve. Very telling. We appreciate it. Craig, over to you.
All right, Hoda. Of course, the nation has been down this road before, roughly 8 years ago. Donald Trump set an ambitious agenda for his first 100 days in office after winning the White House back in 2016. What will his first 100 days look like this time around?
Exactly.
Here's NBC's senior White House correspondent Kelly O'Donnell.
So let's hear what his first 100 days is going to be like. Note in the comments what you think it's going to be like.
Rare in American politics, a presidential sequel.
We're going to turn it around. And I'm asking you, dream big. The American dream, just dream big. We're bringing it back. This will be America's new golden age.
Heading back to the White House, Mr. Trump pledges to take swift and sweeping action to close the southern border and to deport millions of migrants here illegally.
We're going to stop the
Man, you know they nervous. Hello.
people from pouring into our border. We're going to have a mass deportation of criminals. We have to get the criminals out of our country.
The president-elect seized on fears about crime and vowed to take tough action.
We will crush violent crime and give our police the support, protection, resources, and respect that they so dearly deserve.
Beyond immigration, his broadest pitch is that he could lower prices and boost the economy. He said he would increase energy production to reduce consumers' day-to-day costs.
Your energy costs and grocery prices will come tumbling down, and we will bring back the American dream, bigger, better, and stronger than ever before.
The centerpiece of his economic agenda is imposing tariffs to make the U.S. more competitive. But those taxes on imported goods are often passed on to consumers.
The most beautiful word in the dictionary to me is tariff.
Trump 2.0 is expected to include the still-to-be-defined influence of controversial figures. The world's richest man, Elon Musk, on cost-cutting, and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. on health, despite his anti-vaccine views and lack of scientific training.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. RFK Jr. He's going to help us on health and the health of women, men, and children.
Another Trump term means an America-first approach to foreign policy.
I will not send you to fight and die in a foolish, never-ending foreign war.
Mr. Trump, who favors strong men, touts his relationship with Putin.
I got along with Putin. Ukraine was the apple of his eye, but I said, Vladimir, don't go in.
He has refused to say Ukraine should win that war and retain its sovereignty and territory.
I will end the war in Ukraine. Should have never happened.
His tough guy rhetoric and persona drove a gender gap, with more men supporting him. His political brand fortified by grievances. With a return to power, he said he would fire the special prosecutor, Jack Smith, putting a stop to the felony indictments against him related to January 6th and classified documents.
These are lunatics, by the way. They've weaponized the Justice Department against their political opponent.
A Trump second term will also be his chance to build his brand.
This will be the greatest movement, I think, in the history of the world, okay? Never been anything.
Kelly O'Donnell there, our senior White House correspondent.
Like the video. So that's what the first 100 to 200 days look like. Like the video, press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Thanks for being here this morning, everyone. Thanks for sharing your morning with me. Don't forget to subscribe. We're trying to hit 33K. We're trying to hit 33K. Don't forget to subscribe. And turn on your notification bell. Thanks for being here, everyone. And if you've already subscribed, thank you.
That was a great piece. Okay, on a day like today, it's important to put things into perspective. That is why we are so happy to be able to do this now with historian John Meacham. John, good morning. It's good to see you. Half of the country woke up this morning joyful, elated. Half of the country was despondent. If this were one of your beautiful books and you were to write the title of it, this chapter in American history, what would you call it?
Well, this is the age of Trump. And it's a little like Arthur Schlesinger wrote about the age of Roosevelt and the age of Jackson. And it's unquestionable that he is the dominant political force of the last decade. And what I would say to the 49% or so of folks who woke up thinking that this is a dark day, that this is now a test. It's now a test of citizenship. You cannot be for democracy only when you win. And a lot of us who have preached this sermon about the importance of constitutional mechanisms, about a democratic lowercase d ethos, have to practice that. And I'm pleased to see that it seems to me that people are, in fact, following the norms. To the 51% who woke up pleased that their vote had prevailed, I would say this. A lot of folks, we've talked about it, and I have consistently made the case that I worry that President Trump, the former and future President Trump, represents, by his actions and his words, a threat to the constitutional order that we are accustomed to. The test now is to prove us wrong. And I say what I'm about to say very advisedly. I pray that I have been wrong. And the only way to find out is to watch what unfolds and hope that what President Trump has said and on the campaign trail and what he tried to do at the end of the 2020 elections, that those are the exceptions and not the rule. And the jury is out on that.
Professor Meacham, I read everything you write. And
Like the video. Thanks for being here, everyone. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Thank you for hitting the like button. Continue to hit the like button. Double tap the screen, hit the thumbs up above the video, below the video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for tuning in to Let's Talk About It Media 21. Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Something that came out on Election Day, there was that op-ed in the New York Times, and you just sort of alluded to the thesis there, but for folks who have not read it, you wrote in part, no similar figure in American history has ever had such a strong grip on so many. A second Trump presidency is an open invitation to chaos. It sounds like you still very much feel that way this morning. Is that a fair assessment?
It absolutely is, Greg. And I think that where we find ourselves, and I don't think this is a particularly radical thing to say, people who voted for Donald Trump are apparently comfortable with the threat of chaos. And that may be fine. Again, their vote counts as much, or in some states more than mine. This is not an attempt to undermine the decision that so many people made. What it is coming from someone who's not a partisan. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I have voted for presidents of both parties. So this is just coming from spending a lot of time thinking about dead people, which is what I do for a living. They like me more than living people, which is good. And so what comes out of that study, what comes out of that work, now several decades of it, is the sense that the system matters. And the system has not proven to be commensurate to, it hasn't proven to be up to, apparently, meeting the challenges that so many people have defined for politics. That's why President Trump is now the future President Trump again, is that people don't think that democracy has delivered for them. And so they want someone else in charge of it to see if it can deliver. That is exactly what America is supposed to do. We're supposed to debate, dissent, decide, and then adjudicate whether we want to continue on a certain course. That's what America did yesterday. It's what America tried to do in 2020, but President Trump tried to interrupt that. My prayer, again, is that that was an exception and not the rule. I'm not fully confident of that, but at this point, the success of a Trump administration, the success of the Congress, is the success of the country. And as a citizen and a father, I want us to thrive. I'm just concerned, and I don't think it's an unreasonable concern, that President Trump thrives less on order than on chaos. And I think that's what we have to watch.
All right, John Meacham, thank you for...
Like the video. Thanks for being here, everyone. I appreciate you. Please continue to hit the like button, double tap the screen, hit the thumbs up above the video, below the video, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell.
For sharing with us this morning. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, John. Whether your candidate wins or whether your candidate loses, I always find that John Meacham makes you feel at least a little bit better about either scenario.
I like how he says he feels more comfortable around dead people.
I don't know why you said that, but
we are following another major story this morning, not just politics. There's a hurricane threat, another hurricane threat for the Gulf Coast. Al is tracking that.
So if there is a hurricane, prayers for people that are dealing with the hurricane. We're going to let that, hold on one second. Like the video. We're definitely going to see what the next 200 days bring. I think a lot of people are not surprised. Hold on. I think a lot of people are not surprised. People made their choice. People went out and voted. I think they're tired of what's going on and what they're seeing. Hold on one second. Let's see. Like the video. Thanks for being here, everyone. So we'll listen.
Where we've got red flag warnings, high wind warnings, wind advisories, 53 million people, a Santa Ana wind event. And out west, we've got clear skies. We could use some rain because those dry conditions combined with those winds causing big problems. Sunshine, Salt Lake City, 43, 73.
Okay, there's that. Like the video.
For months and now set to reshape America's future.
Yeah, we're going to have that and a lot more coming up. But first, a check of your local news and weather.
Like the video.
Santa Maria, San Francisco looking good at 72. We're going to get to your local forecast in the next 30 seconds. And
NBC News Daily is #1 for afternoon news across all of television.
I'm Morgan Radford. I'm Vicki Wynn. I'm Kate Snow.
And I'm Zinglea Samwat.
What's happening around the world?
Israel's military is building up there along the border.
And what matters here at home?
New numbers are out today showing more encouraging signs for our economy.
Let's zero in on exercise. We know we're supposed to be doing it. What does it do for our health?
What needs to change for social media to be a safer place?
NBC News Daily, weekdays from 12 to 4 on NBC News Now.
Do you pledge not to hold a vote on any?
Like the video, like the video.
On immigration, those were two major issues for voters, and also just that he would be able to fight for their interests, protect their interests, and so people basically just felt that he was going to be the leader who was going to look out for their own interests, look out for the American people. He showed himself to be a fighter. He ran a very hard and persistent campaign. As you mentioned, there were 2 assassination attempts against him. I think it was a remarkable moment when, he had part of his ear shut off. What did he do? He stood up, he pumped his fist. So not everybody is going to respond to an assassination attempt that way. And I think this showed the kind of leader he is, and that he really would fight for the American people. And I think that is what has won him so handily. He has won this handily. People didn't expect that. I thought it would be a closer race. I thought the polls were more neck and neck. But I think he has shown that he's got a very strong mandate. It's a very clear vote for him and his leadership. And I think in the end of the day, people basically thought he would be the leader to fight harder for their own interest and to protect America and everything it stands for.
I think for me what was fascinating was he was able to appeal to Americans, despite or beyond their identities, whether it is by race or by gender. You look at a problem like illegal immigration. You could accuse Trump of simplifying it and making it sound inhumane and so on and so forth. But ultimately, there is a problem, and that problem needs to be fixed. Who does illegal immigration affect the most? It doesn't affect white Americans. It affects legal immigrants into this country. It affects the Hispanics and the African Americans and the Asian Americans disproportionately compared to how it affects white Americans. And he was able to convey this message to those communities that, look, this is not about immigration. This is about violent crime. And these are people who are coming to your neighborhoods, infesting your neighborhoods, making your life difficult. And a lot of people have bought into that message. You look at, one of the counties which has the highest proportion of Puerto Rican Americans in Pennsylvania. And despite all the rhetoric and the comedian who made that joke about Puerto Ricans, who won that county? Donald Trump won that county. So Puneet Ahluwalia, what does that say? I think it's got to a stage where politicians, and this is not just here in America, it's across the world. It's in India.
Like the video,
other democracies. You cannot just be playing identity politics. You have to, at the end of the day, if you are the incumbent, run on your record and show why your record is better than your opponents. And if you're the anti-incumbent,
the election locked in a dead heat for months and now set to reshape America's future.
Yeah, we're going to have that and a lot more coming up. But first, a check of your local news and weather.
They keep doing news and weather. Hold on.
And then say what you're going to do better than the incumbent to make the lives of ordinary people better. And not just say, oh, you're African American, therefore you have to vote Democrat. How can you dare think of voting for Trump? You're Hispanic. Look at all the stuff that Trump and his supporters are saying about Hispanics. How can you dare vote for Trump? That politics of just pandering to a narrow racial identity is not working. It's not working anymore. Puneet Ahluwalia.
Well, victory and vindication is the headline for President Trump and for the Republicans who have stood by him since 2016, or time he started. But more importantly, the message is that the Democratic Party or the liberal leftist media and social elites want to have a view of America according to them. And this is a clear message for them. look at, we as Republicans, we went through a process where we elected President Trump to be the next leader of the Republican Party. And what happened on the Democratic side is she was anointed as soon as they found out that Biden was incapable to lead the country or be the head of the leader of the Democratic Party. And then what she said, she had no message. She had no message. And we as Americans have been suffering for the last 4 years after they inherited a very successful economy.
That's how some people felt. And that's their thoughts. Let's continue.
A safer world than before. And that rhetoric of imposing on American people that he's a fascist, he's a racist, didn't sit well with people. And now guess what? They have lost handily, and it's complete sweep. So what it says is that identity politics is not here to stay. And all Arab Americans, all Hispanic Americans, Asian Americans, what is one thing very common in them? They're all American. They're all impacted and affected by failed policies of the Democratic Party. The wokeism has to stop. The rule of law has to prevail. Weaponizing of the DOJ has to stop. This country has to come together, and we have to lead not just only for the American people, but for the entire world. Look at the bad actors from in Europe. We have Putin, and we have North Korea and Iran. We need to find a way to resolve these issues. And President Trump was so good in this as he started the Abraham Accord. I think we'll find peace there. We'll find a way to get the NATO to be stronger, but the NATO partners have to contribute more. And at the same time, China, that's the biggest, I would say, the gorilla in the room that we need to take on and find a way to neutralize that and do business with them. And I believe President Trump is the right leader at the right time.
I'll get to the forward agenda in just 1 second.
Sure.
I want to get to Ajay Bhattacharya for the Democrats. I think one of the points that Puneet Ahluwalia made, I think the fact that, the Democrats took too long to figure out that Joe Biden was not in a position to run again. His mental acuities was simply not there. Kamala Harris just had 107 days to make the case to the American people that she was the alternative. And clearly, not many Americans have bought into that. In fact, if you look at the popular vote, if you look at the raw data, she has about 66 million votes, which is way less than what Biden got. Biden got 81 million in the 2020 elections. So there are about 15 million Americans who've either not turned up or who voted for somebody else, but they certainly have not voted for Kamala Harris. In fact, her popular vote is even less than what Hillary Clinton got. Hillary Clinton got 73 million, I think, in 2016. So it's about 5-6 million short of what Hillary Clinton got.
Wow, she got less than Hillary Clinton. I'm not surprised.
8 years ago. So either the candidate was unpopular, and that point that...
Let's continue.
With 276 electoral votes this morning, and that is a number that is expected to grow. Several states still too close to call it this hour, but take a look at the popular vote here as well. President-elect Trump with a lead of about 5 million votes right now.
And now let's look at the national map with county by county results. A lot of red on that map, especially outside the major cities all across the country.
And now to Congress. Republicans will retake the Senate after flipping seats so far in West Virginia, Ohio, and Montana. As for the lower chamber, it could take weeks to sort out Congress. Republicans holding a lead this morning, as you can see there, but there are still roughly 51 races still left to be called. We are getting some new reaction to those results from leaders from all around the world, including Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. We're going to talk to our Chief Foreign Affairs correspondent, Andrew Mitchell, in just a moment. But first,
like the video. Thanks for being here, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to continue to hit the like button and turn on your notification bell. Let's continue. Fair use reaction video.
Raf Sanchez joins us now from his post in Israel. Raf, what are we hearing from the Prime Minister?
Hey, Craig, Prime Minister Netanyahu thrilled with this result, and far-right members of his government really made no secret that they were hoping Trump would win. Now that he has, they think it will lead to a more hawkish U.S. position on Iran and potentially less American pressure on Israel over the Palestinians. But they are also acutely aware that Trump has promised to end the war in the Middle East. And one Israeli official told me today they think it's possible Netanyahu will try to sign a ceasefire deal early in the new president's next term, trying to hand Trump a quick diplomatic victory. The Israeli government also concerns that the Biden administration, in its final days in office, could potentially step up pressure on Israel over Gaza. The White House has given Israel until next week to allow more aid into the Strip or face a potential cutoff in military support. The White House, the State Department, is saying so far that Israel is failing to meet that deadline. And Israel's enemies, Hamas, Hezbollah, Iran, also very closely following this result. Iran has said it is planning to strike back against Israel, potentially in the coming days. But that decision may be more complicated now that they know Trump is heading back to the White House. And just finally, the political scene here in Israel, very tense right now. Last night, while all eyes were on the voting in the U.S., Netanyahu fired his defense minister, a man he has clashed with publicly, who has called for a in Gaza. That led to major protests on the streets of Tel Aviv, demonstrators calling for a deal to finally bring those hostages home. So the Middle East very much in flux right now as the main players try to figure out what this historic American election means for them. Greg.
Okay. Raf Sanchez, they're on the ground for us in Israel. Raf, thank you.
Joining us now, NBC's chief Washington correspondent and chief foreign affairs correspondent, Andrew Mitchell. Let's start there in Gaza. Benjamin Netanyahu seems pleased with the results of the U.S. election.
Absolutely.
What would that mean for the war in Gaza?
Well, there's, in fact, a lot of reporting that Netanyahu was holding out for a Trump election, holding back on a ceasefire. And he met with Netanyahu at Mar-a-Lago and publicly said, go all in on the war, finish them off. So there are no holds barred, no threat to hold back U.S. weapons as is required under U.S. law, and fully embracing also going all in against Iran.
The other hotspot, of course, Ukraine right now. Andrew Mitchell, what do we surmise could happen there with a second Trump administration with regard to the war between Russia, or the invasion of Ukraine by Russia?
Exactly. Donald Trump has said he could solve it in one day, in 24 hours. He has embraced Vladimir Putin, not denied reports, credible reports, Bob Woodward and others, that he has talked to Putin many times since leaving the Oval Office. And he has said that Zelensky should be negotiating. So there'll be pressure on Zelensky to negotiate now, which means giving up territory. It was Donald Trump who pressured Senate Republicans to withhold weapons from Ukraine at a pivotal time in the war last winter.
Mm-hmm. We were hearing that those in Europe were upset with the results. Others, including the UAE, Saudi Arabia, kind of embracing the results. What are you hearing?
Well, he's embraced people like Hungary's Viktor Orban, dictators like Putin. So NATO very concerned, European allies very concerned. They'll probably reach out economically to China to balance the effect of what they perceive to be a weakened overseas posture by the United States.
NATO, what do we think all of this could mean for?
He threatened to get out of NATO. He didn't get out of NATO, but he certainly is not going to embrace U.S. allies and certainly not U.S. intelligence. He tried to fire career intelligence people. He did fire many intelligence agency officials. He undercut them, tried to put his own people in. Now he knows he can do it.
All right, Andrea Mitchell, we're happy you're here at the table. Good to see you, Andrea.
Thank you.
Always good.
Greg.
As we break down and analyze the outcome of this race, one thing is certain: a lot of soul searching is unfolding, a lot of blame already being passed around among Democrats. NBC's Monica Alba is back with that part of the story. The finger pointing has already started in earnest, especially on social media, Monica.
Absolutely, Craig. And listen, going into election night, the Harris campaign thought that they had multiple paths to 270, but as her road to the presidency vanished quite quickly overnight, many Democrats started questioning where it all went wrong and what it means for the future of the party. With Kamala Harris's defeat, a stunning blow for Democrats.
I'm just devastated.
A somber mood at Harris's watch party overnight after Donald Trump dominated, blowing through the so-called blue wall of Midwest states Democrats had counted on, improving on his 2020 margins in over 2,000 counties nationwide. In the key swing state of Pennsylvania, Harris underperforming President Biden's results. And further down the ballot, Republicans also flipped the Senate to their side.
America has given us an unprecedented and powerful mandate.
Now, for Democrats, the soul-searching begins. After an unprecedented race, with Harris stepping in as the presidential candidate just 108 days ago when President Biden withdrew. Harris trying to distance herself from Biden, but perhaps still hampered by his legacy.
This is about what the Democrats did while in office over the last 4 years. Inflation, which was so high during much of this administration. And many people are still feeling the pain of that.
Exit polls showing voters listed the economy as a major issue. Harris also underperforming in key areas.
Where she's coming up short are in the cities.
Even struggling in blue strongholds like New York and Virginia, despite a massive campaign blitz from major Democratic stars. Harris also coming up short with key minority groups. According to exit polls, Latino men favoring Trump by a 10-point margin after backing President Biden by 23 points 4 years ago. Democrats now facing an uphill battle.
And we know it is time for a new generation of leadership in America.
And with Harris's message clearly not resonating with enough voters, leaving Democrats to sort out how to turn the page now. And Vice President Harris will address some of that in remarks to the nation and her supporters later today at her alma mater, Howard University in D.C., where she was supposed to speak last night, what was supposed to be a homecoming for her, and now will always be known as the site of her concession speech, guys.
Monica, we're going to hear from Vice President Harris this afternoon at some point. Do we expect that we're going to hear from President Biden about the election results at some point here today as well?
Like the video, press 3 if you've been here before, where you're watching. Press 3 if you've been here before, where you're watching. Press 5 if you've been here before, where you're watching. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Let me know in the comments how you feel. Were you guys surprised? Are you excited? Concerned? How do you think Kamala Harris' speech is going to go? I think they said between 4:30 she's supposed to speak. Thanks for being here, everyone.
That's the plan, Craig. He is expected to address Americans from the White House.
Hello, Pennsylvania. They said if he won Pennsylvania, he was going to become president again. Thanks for being here, everyone. I think people are just concerned about the wars, about price gouging, gas prices, bills. They're concerned about a lot. Let's see what happens in the next 200 days.
Here at some point later today, and he is also expected to call President-elect Donald Trump and congratulate him, which we know Vice President.
Yeah, thank you, Pennsylvania, basically, and the other last swing state that he just won. Thanks for being here, everyone.
Harris also plans to do, and this is really meant to send a signal from President Biden, which is that he wants to operate in a manner that was not what we saw in 2020 when he won and when Donald Trump lost and was in office. So that's why you're going to see the president congratulate him, call him, invite him to Washington, and ultimately, according to the White House, President Biden says he plans to attend Donald Trump's inauguration in January.
Peaceful transfer of power. Monica Albaforce there at the White House. Monica, thank you.
Just ahead, an unprecedented race and an historic outcome. We'll look back at how we got to this moment. Coming up right after this.
So thanks for being here, everyone. I just wanted to do a short live. Don't forget to subscribe. We got about 67 in the building. Definitely hit the like button. Definitely hit the like button. Is someone calling somebody a loser? That's not good. Let's just be kind, everyone. Let's see what happens in the next 200 days. I know that's right. Paris don't play. I knew Paris was right there with me from the beginning. Some people fell off Paris, but you still here, girl. You like my YouTube sister. Yeah, be kind in the comments, everybody. And this is the biggest thing. We have to see what happens in the next 200 days. If you're really understanding what's going on, then you know there's so much going on. And there were so many distractions that people don't. If you know, then you know. If you know, then you know. But if you only watch maybe 10 minutes, 5 minutes in regards to what's going on, then you kind of like, what in the world were y'all thinking? Yes, he has situationships of his own. We realize that. But if you look at a bigger whole as a country, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. And you'll find out more over the next month of what's going on and how much he had to clean up. In the next 200 days, you're going to see how much he had to clean up. So I thank everyone for being here. Let's do the disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged, in our opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. Everyone, have a great day. Be blessed. Focus on healthy, safe relationships. Be around people that's loving, kind, and respectful. Have a great day, everyone. Goodbye. Thanks, Paris. I appreciate you more than you know.